Look, 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 and look again. What a delicious, beautiful, and super easy dish to make. Today it's time to enjoy. And today we're having a pumpkin and carrot cream that's so delicious.
Hello, I'm Palayo in this Saladlandia. And look at this wonderful dish I have here. A creamy dish that looks spectacular with amazing color, and with just 2 or 3 touches you turn it into a great dish. You know, like something from a restaurant, one of those with stars or luxury or whatever you want to call it. It's delicious, looks impressive, and it's easy to make. Amazing dish! Don't miss it, you'll love it!
To prepare this marvel, we need the following ingredients. 500 grams of pumpkin, which is about 3 cups once chopped, and also 4 carrots. I'm going to add more flavor with an onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and a bit of extra texture with 2 medium or smallish potatoes. Also, oil to your liking, salt to your personal taste, and a bit of pepper as well to add some flavor. However you like it, let's go. And with these simple ingredients, we're going to make an amazing cream with a vibrant color and super tasty. Let's do it. Let's go. The first thing will be to prepare the ingredients. I'll start with the garlic. 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, finely chopped. So I cut thin slices, then I cut them into strips, and that way I get tiny little cubes. Super easy. Same with the onion. We're going to chop it up really well. So first I cut them into strips, and then I chop them up again. That way you get small cubes too. With the pumpkin and the carrot, it's the same process. Once they're washed and peeled, I cut them into long strips and then chop those strips very finely. The same goes for the carrot as for the pumpkin.
First little trick, the carrot and also the pumpkin. You have to chop it really small because it's what takes the longest to cook. So chop it up small and you'll be done. A lot first.
And now let's cook. We pour a splash of oil into a pot and set everything over medium heat. Once the oil is a bit warm, we add the garlic. Here we go. We're going to give it a few stirs and wait for it to start browning a little. Let it get a little bit of color. At that moment, we grab our finely chopped onion and add it in as well. Perfect. What we're going to do is give it a few stirs and let it cook. With some patience, you'll see it change color in a few minutes. So at that moment, we add the carrot and also the pumpkin. Let's see. Carrot in and pumpkin too. Let's give it a few stirs and let it saute like that for 3 or 4 minutes. The idea is to stir it a bit, stop, let it sit for a couple of minutes, stir it again, and let it sit for another 2 minutes. And then we cook it. That's the order, so it gets a bit of heat and a bit of flavor. And now, while I'm doing this, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. It's worth it because you'll always be up to date with all the new stuff, and there's a ton of it. All right, we've got this. Now we add some really hot water. How much? Well, you'll know like this. You add some, stir it a little, add some more, because we want it to cover all the vegetables well, but not have too much. That is, you should see a few bits floating around here. See? I think that's perfect, covered, but just barely. All right, we cover it and start cooking. Meanwhile, let me tell you another trick. We have the potato washed and peeled, but we don't cut it, we break it. That is, we stick the knife in a little and break it off. Stick the knife in a little and break it off, like this. All this while, the vegetables are cooking because we're going to leave them alone for 10 minutes and then we'll add the potato. See, we've already got this going. We add the potato and wait a little longer.
Take a good look at something. I'm not slicing the potato. I cut and tear, what they call cracking the potato. You stick the knife in a bit and break it off. This way, the potato isn't cut cleanly and it releases more starch when cooking. That always gives it a
creamy touch
to all the creams. So even though the word sounds like creamy cream, do it because it's worth it. Even when you make stews, cracking the potato will make it release a bit, and the sauce will also turn out thicker. Cracking the potato always helps a bit.
You'll know this is cooked and ready when you press both the potato and the carrot and pumpkin with a fork and see that they fall apart easily. At that moment, you take it off the heat and proceed to mash it. You can do it with a masher, you can do it with a food processor, with a hand blender, or with a blender like I'm doing. So we add everything to this jar blender and put it all in. It's important to do this while it's hot. It will break down much more easily and the flavors will blend together much more smoothly. It turns out creamier, more velvety. Well, anyway, to sum up, it's much better when it's hot. All right, let's keep adding. You can see that I go for the vegetables and make sure there's not too much liquid. Then you add salt to your personal taste, and the same goes for the pepper. Add as much as you want. I always like to give it a little touch, so I can't resist. Here goes some freshly ground black pepper. And now turn on your little machine. In a few minutes, you'll have a pretty smooth cream. What you'll do next is simply enjoy it. You can add any extra touch you like. Take advantage of this moment. You can add whatever you want to this cream. It allows it. Is this the right moment to do it? Why not? Well, just like me, you'll already have the cream with an incredible texture. Look, I'll show you. It turns out so creamy. See how good it looks. So let's serve it and decorate the plate a little, because it's worth it. Look, you take the bowl you want to use, you take it, look, you put some cream inside. The color is already amazing because it looks so vibrant and beautiful. Look, 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 look. How delicious. And now I'm going to add an extra touch. How? Well, the first one I'm going to make with a dairy product, which goes perfectly with this kind of cream. In my case, a bit of Greek yogurt. You could also use a splash of cream or milk, and a bit of evaporated milk would work great too. I just add a bit of yogurt to smooth out the mixture, a bit of an aromatic herb in the middle, in my case, parsley, and a bit of toasted bread. You don't need anything else. The crunchy touch, the colorful touch, the flavor, we've got it all. So I hope you like the recipe, and now I'll show you. Look, 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 look. Look how creamy it is. What matters most in people and food is what's inside. And this cream is saying, eat me. I assure you, it's a recipe that never fails. I'm sure if you try it, you'll want it again and again because it's extremely delicious. It has a very pleasant texture in your mouth, and it's also very healthy. So we've got it all. Go ahead and make it because I'm convinced, absolutely convinced, that you're going to enjoy it. Yes.
Yes, I've already got it ready and I can't wait to try it. So first of all, let's dig in. Oh my, it's so good. For a vegetable cream, it's amazing. It's smooth, but with all the flavor nuances. Really, really good. And also, since you can add little touches on top to make it special, you can turn it into a gourmet dish. I really recommend you try it and let your whole family taste it. Everyone is going to love it. And also, it has a color that makes you want to eat it even more. Hey, and what would you serve it with? With some bread rolls like I did? Tell me down here in the comments, what would you add to give it that extra touch? That way, I learn a lot from you. And you know that while you think about it, you can watch this other video that looks amazing. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. It's free. Enable the bell and notifications to stay updated on the latest news. Of course, my sweet recipes channel, which is called Golosolandia,